my name is Onye from Bakeron Tasties and I love food. I am here today to teach you how to make the most delicious and moist and yummy banana bread. Before we get to the recipe, I would love to remind you to please like, to comment, to share, to tag your friends and to subscribe. To make this moist loaf of banana bread, I'll be using 1 egg, and this egg is about 61 grams. I have the flour, all-purpose flour. This is 420 grams of all-purpose flour. And we have a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon for the flavor. We have half tablespoon of both baking soda and baking powder. So for the sugar, I use more of brown sugar because I like, apart from the flavor, I like the color that it adds to it. I like the brown color. It's really nice. We have 80 grams of brown sugar and 60 grams of white sugar and a quarter teaspoon of salt. I have 270 grams of bananas. And I would like to, when you're trying out this recipe, I would like to advise that you should check how sweet or how ripe your banana is, because you all know that the more ripe the banana, the sweeter it is. So if you have a very ripe bananas, you might have to check the sugar. You might have to reduce the sugar so that it doesn't become so sweet. So this is 30 grams of butter and 60 grams of oil. To keep the bread moist, I am using oil, and this butter is for the flavor. I like the in-depth flavor that butter contributes to baked goods. I have just a little toasted cashew for garnishing the top. And finally, what do we have here? We have buttermilk. This is 82 ml of buttermilk to add to the richness. So let's begin. So to start this, we have to start with the butter. Now I'm adding the butter. I don't want to mix the butter and the oil because they wouldn't be able to beat well, and I might end up with a lumpy butter result. So I'll be adding the butter and a little bit of the sugar. Sorry, a little bit of the sugar. For emulsion reason. I'm sure that the butter and the sugar are fine, they are cool. I'll add my oil. And the rest of my sugar. And salt. And as you can see, you don't get to see a lumpy butter anywhere because I had to mix up everything. Now it's fine and clear, and it's time to add our egg. As you can see. So most of the recipe I come across, they always tell us to mash the banana. Now I am not against that idea, but I have baked enough banana bread, and then I've noticed that when you mash the banana and you pour it into the batter, during mixing, the whisk or whatever thing you're mixing with will still mash the bananas. So I am of no I don't mash my bananas before I add them. I just peel them off. And so this is it. So Well, while eating my banana bread, I like to see chunks of banana. So I am of the view that you shouldn't match everything, because while we turn and while we mix, trust me, this whisk is going to mash more of the banana. So please don't mash everything. And at this point, we have to sift our dry ingredients. We will alternate the dry ingredients and the buttermilk. And truthfully, I am of the old school of thought that says you have to whisk, sorry, you have to sift your flour and you can see here, these are chunks of baking soda. I don't get to see very smooth baking soda, so if you don't sift your baking soda, you're going to have chunks of baking soda. And I know when I was much younger, I got a biscuit, and then I ate a chunk of baking soda. It was terrible. Well, back in the day, I didn't even know it was baking soda, but as I grew up and I ate a chunk of baking soda, I knew and I realized what I ate in the past. Now, you don't want to give yourself or your family or your customers the unpleasant taste of baking soda, so I would strongly advise, please sift your baking soda if you're not sifting your flour. Me, I sift everything. And half of the buttermilk. Sorry. Time to mix the rest. And the rest. So we have so this is the right consistency, not watery, not too thick. Now, you are free to add anything to this batter to your taste. For my company, we make banana bread with, we have coconuts and cashew nuts or chocolate chip. But for today, I will be making just, I'm not adding the chocolate, I'm not adding the cashew nuts to the batter. I'm just sprinkling it on top for the garnishing. So this is our prepared pan. To prepare this pan, we just have to grease it with butter and dust it with flour. When you Now you will have to press the cashew in just a little bit so it doesn't fall off when you pull it out of the oven. So while I'll be sending this out to my favorite customer, I will be adding a little to this for us to feed our eyes and when it's out. So we are good to go. It's time to get these into the oven and come back to show you how amazing it turned out. Trust me, it's going to turn out amazing. So the bread is baked and out, and it just came out a few minutes ago, and it looks beautiful. So smells really nice. And in case you didn't notice on the video, we didn't have any artificial flavor because the banana has its own in-depth flavor, and cinnamon too also enhanced the flavor. About the little one I kind of ate almost everything, and then I left just a slice for you to see. So thank you so much for being a part of this week's episode of Baking with Bakeron Tasties. It's been fun as always. I would love to see your work, so you can try out the recipe and give me a feedback of how great it turned out. I'll be in the comment section for your questions and your comments, and I would really appreciate to see them. And for more, you can follow us across all social media platforms on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at Bakeron Tasties. Thank you so much, and I do hope and wish that you have a beautiful and wonderful week. Bye.